Hey, welcome everybody to the Bro Down.
Oh,
The kids are back with some important shit. Probably,
uh,
maybe. We'll
maybe we'll
see.
see.
I'm Big Diz. I'm here with Bobo, Mr.
What's going
Brown.
on,
We got
Mr.
Fat and
Brown?
Brown.
Fat and brown tonight, dude.
I think if there's any way to describe the combination of you and me, I think that's a good way. Fat and Brown's pretty good.
Husky and sexy would be another way.
Yeah, just suck your own dick.
I
You
could.
need that.
It's big enough. I could.
Oh, is it?
Why
Big
did that
old
just
dick.
turn you on? Can we move on to a different subject now? I don't like the way you
You
reacted to
didn't like how
that.
intrigued I got right there?
No, I don't like how the way your reaction to that, dude.
It's a
Creep me out,
podcast.
dude.
I was ready to explore.
You're making the many hairs on my body stand up.
You don't want to explore that dick? It's a real exploration if we're talking mine because you got a lot to get through.
You
You
do.
got a
You
lot
need
of
fucking. You
barriers,
need mining equipment to get down there.
dude. Too far. Too far.
I mean,
All right, we're doing this on a Tuesday. We're back. We're in the midweek to help people get through the week because you need our voices. You need a good dick joke to get you through the week. Do you got a dick joke, Bob?
no, I gave you all mine.
No,
Dick
yeah.
jokes isn't my forte.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what, dude. Not to start us out on a nerdy fucking note here, but I've been listening to the Thrones books at work. I've been doing the audio book in the headset a little bit.
Listen to a few.
Everywhere I've been listening to Clash of Kings. That's where I started. I didn't do Game of Thrones because like I know the whole setup. I don't really. Maybe I'll go back to that one. But I wanted to start with Clash of Kings because I love season 2. I love the War of the Five Kings. That shit's cool to me. I like all that shit. So I and everyone's always like the books are better. No, the books are better. I'm not fucking seeing it really. Like
The
it's
books are
pretty.
more confusing
Yeah, I mean, well, to
just
me, and
because
that's
of the
another.
language.
But that's another thing I'll say. I did not find it that confusing. I'm only 7 hours in. It's a fucking 33 hour book. But it's like, I understand because I've seen the show and I'm such a big fan. You and me, like, we really know the show. I know the lore. I know the history
Are
of
we
it.
fans? Fucking Ghost is on me forever,
Yeah,
dog.
you literally have it tatted on you. Like, we're huge fucking Game of Thrones guys. And Westeros, like, I like the history of it. Maybe more than I'm fucking my, like, the real world history. I find Westeros history way fucking cooler. So, like, I know, like, it's not confusing to me. I know exactly what they're saying. I know who they're talking about. I know like all the scenes, but it's just a little like I don't know. The visuals just makes it. It's good. It's a good book. It's not bad by any means, but it's like all those like when they're doing the scenes that I've seen in the show, it makes me want to see the show. But it is cool, like listening to Tyrion fucking outsmart people
I
instead of
just
just
think
watching.
that's just in general. People would rather visually see something rather than just hear it in audio form.
That's why the movie business is so big,
But
bigger
I
than the.
think that's also why music is so big, because that's the only thing you would rather listen to audio form than visualize.
Yeah, I mean, a good music video is great, but it's not
No one gives a fuck
the
about
end.
the video, bro.
Not like they used to. They
And
were a
to be
big deal.
honest, music videos are so stupid. They make no sense. There's no fucking plot involved in any of them. It's just fucking flash photography of a bunch of random shit and the artist in it.
It depends who you're dealing with. It
Yeah, I
depends
guess it
because
depends, but
there are
yeah, I
some
mean, if you
bands and
get with
some
some fucking some real deep, like,
like Joyner Lucas used to make a good music video for a rapper. Like there are rappers that have made really good music videos.
but 95% of rap music video catalog is just ass and titties.
That's it.
I mean,
Because
I like a nice set of titties and a nice ass, but
don't get them wrong.
you know, there's more to this genre than just that.
I agree. I agree, Bob. Uh Speaking and there's a lot of ass and titties in Throne, and not seeing those ass and titties kind of sucks. Just
Yeah, the
hear
way they describe it's weird.
First of all, and queer was used so like George R. R. Martin loved fucking that was the word for weird in that universe.
Bro, when
So
was the
like
first Thrones released?
I
The
think the
90s?
80s or 90s. Game of Thrones book.
I think it was like the late 90s,
Let me see.
around our birth time.
A Game of Thrones came out in 1996. So like right before I came out. Well, a year before I came out. But yeah, it is right around that time. But it's like it was like it's like Tyrion said is like I know there. It's a very queer feeling in the room. It's like they're saying it for everything. Like it's for awkward or weird.
Literature has always been able to get away
Well, and that's not
with
like a
doing these things.
yeah, and it's old time. I mean, that's a book. Though that's a series that deals with rape and all sorts of
You
fucking
get away
terrible.
with it when you're writing it and you're using characters or doing it for a story purpose.
Yeah, Game of
Like
Thrones did get in
there's
trouble.
loopholes to using these words if you really want to use them.
All right, well there goes our book, The Land of Cunts.
The land of cunts.
The LOC. But yeah, dude, we're just out here trying our best, being fat and brown. Yeah, but I thought the the audio book, it's good. It just doesn't hold up. I mean, the show's just. I hope that fat motherfucker fucking figures it out and can make the rest of the series. Because the fact, like, he just made a blog post. He's like, "Yeah, I've been working on House of the Dragon. You're not not much fucking work on Winds of Winter."
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like you got all these people. Like, there's a lot of authors like that. Like, my one buddy was talking to me, and he's like, this one author, he came out with this book, and it's like, it's been 8 years, and it's like, dude, you got to know your fan. I'm like, dude, you're fucking telling me I'm a Thrones guy. I've been waiting for the same story to end for fucking since I've been alive. I want to know how he does it because he can't fuck it up like they did. You know, it
Who
can't be
knows?
shit. Maybe it is though.
I bet you he hasn't written one chapter.
Dude,
He's been working
Stannis is
on this
still
shit for
alive.
15 years. I know.
Stannis
There's a
hasn't even
lot.
marched on Winterfell yet. That's the big battle is Stannis' march. And fucking they haven't even gotten to it.
It's
You
weird.
know? It's
Yeah.
fucking it's
I mean, that's what happens when showrunners get to take creative control once the fucking.
well, they didn't have a choice. You have a hit show that everybody loves. What are we gonna wait 10 years for this fat fuck to finish this shit? What are we gonna do? Like everybody loves this. They want an ending. We have to give it to them. They sucked. I mean, it was literally the worst thing they could do. They completely fucked it up.
I didn't think season 7 sucked. The
Season
final
7 was.
season
I agree with you.
definitely sucked.
I 100% agree. And I think that's a big thing that people fuck up and they try to like put that with that. They're like, oh, yeah, those two later. It's like, no. A few things about season 8 just sucked.
Yeah.
There are still episodes. I agree with the old lady when it comes to the long night with your old lady.
Right.
I agree with that's a great fucking episode. There are some great things in season 8. Far and few in between, but
That's about
they
it
do.
for me, is that episode, to be honest. For that season, at least.
Even though it was butchered and Daenerys was not acting how she should have acted, and it like the whole heel turn, I get it. But the sack of King's Landing was cool to me. Just I don't know. It was just visually, it was a fun watch. It was a cool episode.
Yeah, that
to
was
watch.
cool. And I did like the part where they had that outdoor meeting and they had like that temporary truce and they brought the White Walker down to King's Landing and they let it out. And fucking like the Hound was like, the fuck is that thing?
That was pretty cool, but it was just kind of far fetched. It's like Cersei's not going to have all these people here without killing them. Like I don't know, it didn't really work for me, but it was funny. And then like Tyrion meeting with Cersei, you think Tyrion makes it out of that room? Like, come on! And the whole big revelation is that Cersei lied. It's like no shit. Of course, she's not going to help.
Whatever. She got fucking crushed, but I did like that though. I did like how she fucking got crushed by a collapsing castle.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people bitched about that too, because they're like, this is one of the most gruesome, vicious villains in TV history, a real piece of shit character, and you're letting her go out on the love story note, dying with her fucking incest brother that she's been fucking, and they're like, oh, and it's like so sweet because it's a proper end for Jamie, but for Cersei, it's like. You couldn't just take her head. Like, I really kind of wanted to see Daenerys with the dragon just burn her into a crisp or something. Like, I don't know. I thought there was a more epic way for her to go.
Or like fucking Tyrion killing
I'm,
her.
I'm fine with paying because for that story, like a lot of things about that season didn't make sense. That made sense. Jamie like fucking Brienne and then being like, nah, I'm in love with my sister. I've always like, I know I'm a good guy now, but I'm still a piece of
I
shit.
don't know, man. Jamie fucking Brienne of Tarth was a stretch. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't have to do that. But him going back to his sister made
Like,
sense.
bro,
I didn't
that's
like him
wild.
fucking Brienne. Well,
That's like, bro, no, that's like fucking, that's like whoever the hottest guy in Hollywood, like that's like Jason Momoa or like
fucking Rosie O'Donnell.
they're there like Glenn Powell, fucking like Rebel Wilson, dude. That's fucking terrible.
Well, she's skinny now. She's kind of hot now, but like Lizzo. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. But here's the thing: Brianna Tarth and him always had that sexual tension a little bit when they were in the fucking hot tub, and they're like, I don't know. There was a couple like scenes that alluded to that earlier in the show. That's why I didn't mind it as much because it's like I would have rather they just been really good friends, but what are you gonna do? Everybody was fucking that season. Arya was fucking, which was really weird to see watching that kid grow up on that show.
Yeah, and then she's just fucking getting fucked by Gendry.
Which I'm fucking big Gendry fan, but Jesus.
That was one thing I definitely didn't see coming when I first started watching the show. I was like, oh, this little girl is gonna get bent over by a Baratheon.
And I get like it was a lot of years. Like she was a fucking legal woman by the time, but it's still like, it's still like it's a little gross. Like I don't want to see that, and especially like the showrunners, like you fucking you brought her in when she was like 12. Why are you having her fuck?
So we can't forget that Sansa was like 16 when she was raped by fucking Ramsay.
Yeah, but Sansa was getting raped. That didn't go over well with me. That did cause controversy to the show, though.
It's one of the most ruthless villains of all time, man. Ramsay Bolton.
He's a piece of shit. He cut Theon's cock off. You don't think he's above raping somebody?
No, dude's a real motherfucker.
He's not a real mother. I mean, he's a real piece of shit. It's not like that's a real one. Absolute savage. That character though, he did a great job for like such a minor, not a minor character, but such a character that like in the grand scheme of things didn't mean much to the history of the show. But he fucking made every minute count, and he became a big fucking deal. That Battle of the Bastards.
He was kind of a big deal. They almost lost. The North almost got fucking flipped upside down.
Yeah, but for a while that wasn't a big plot point. I mean, it was, but it wasn't like the North was like in ruin. Winterfell was all fucked up. Like it was like this place is ass. What castle would you live in if you were in that universe? Let's play a game. While we're on the fucking subject, let's get Thrones. Like, let's really fucking dive deep here. If you were in that universe, what house would you belong to, or at least like fight for? What girl would you try to bed? Be your maiden? Be your first lady? The queen? And who would be like the top of your Kingsguard? Who would be like your top guy protecting you? If you could pick anybody, let's just say, like, take politics out of it.
I'm thinking
one place to have this, because you're the king, but like where your seat was like originally, like where are you from? Who's your queen and who's your fucking the head of the Kingsguard or the hand of the king?
Queen has to be a Game of Thrones character.
Yeah, I mean, you can make it your girlfriend if you want to save face, but you can't fucking.
No, I'm just trying to understand like what the queen's supposed to be like
Yeah, like any
outside
of
Game
the.
of Thrones or Game of Thrones.
Just pick a hot Game of Thrones chick.
I mean, besides Daenerys, I don't really find any of the other ones hot.
I'm telling you, it's Marjorie Hummer all day. Marjorie,
Oh
my
yeah, I
wife.
forgot about Marjorie.
My
Marjorie
wife.
was pretty hot. All right,
Oh,
so I would
dude, that,
go.
that show's filled with hotties.
I would go. Dorne is my castle
Okay. Why?
because of the land, because of the environment, the climate.
Okay.
Like it's like on the water. It's like an ocean, tropical
Well, it's
on the
very
coast.
sandy.
It's
It's
like a
very deserty.
yeah, yeah, but it's a coastal, deserty kind of thing. Like they got the water right there.
Yeah. Okay. So Dorn. Who's the hand of the king? Who's the guy?
Oh, the hand.
Who's your right hand man?
My
Yeah.
hand is Tyrion Lannister all day.
And who would fight? Who would be the head of your King's Guard?
Jon Snow.
I like that. That's a safe pick, but I like that. That's one that everyone will
Dude,
understand.
bro, that's at this point that we've ever seen or read, he's the best swordsman in the realm.
Yeah, but let's be honest. And like I said, season 2, Tyrion fucking. But hand of the king wise, Tyrion kind of fucking sucks. Like his Daenerys' hand of the king. Tyrion isn't a
Yeah,
great
but
hand of the king.
Daenerys was a fucking.
Yeah,
First of all,
but
Tyrion was in a tough scenario. That's not
season
a
2.
typical
That
hand
show made
of
him
the
a
king.
fucking idiot. That show made him stupid by the end of it. He was making some bad fucking decisions for like a genius. For the guy that drinks and know things, he was making some boneheaded shit. But it's a good choice. That's a good choice. Me, Storm's End. I'm in the rain with my fucking hammer. Just fucking being a badass. Marjorie Hummer. You got Marjorie Tyrell. That's the lady. Hand of the King would be Jorah Mormont. He gives good counsel. He's a good dude. He might help me
Jon
fight
Snow would
Daenerys.
slaughter him.
Head of the Kingsguard, Barristan Selmy in his prime.
Who?
Badass. Barristan
Oh,
Selmy.
okay.
You know him. He's
Yeah,
the,
but
the
we only
best.
got to see him as a withering old man.
Yeah, but you know the history of it. That's why I said in his prime. Either that or Ned Stark. I go Ned. Because he's a fierce commander. He'd be a great fucking head of the Kingsguard.
I thought we were going with current because if that was the case, I would have taken Jaime Lannister prior to his hand getting cut off.
No, I'm
Like
of all time.
slaying the Mad King, Jaime Lannister kind of thing.
No, anybody in history. I mean, Jamie is the shit. But he got fucked up by Brienne of Tarth in that little sword fight they had.
Yeah.
But there's your Thrones talk. What else do you want to get into, Bob? It's been
First of all,
Go ahead. I'm listening. What the fuck? What?
R.I.P. NBA champion. Iconic household name.
Yes.
Humanitarian of his people. Dikembe Mutombo.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Anytime anybody tried to Kobe a ball of paper in the trash can and someone swatted it, they fucking did that, bro.
They were doing his shit.
Dikembe was that dude.
He's the
R.I.P. man. He was one of the, most peaceful, nicest human beings there ever was.
And R.I.P. to Pete Rose.
And Pete Rose, MLB all-time hits leader, the guy who led one of the worst organizations to him. I'm pretty sure back-to-back World Series titles. I could be wrong on the back-to-back part, but they definitely won 2. And he was a World Series MVP. And he has the National League record for the longest hitting streak in the
He was the
National
shit.
League history.
He was riddled
Pete
in
Rose was a monster. And it's fucking stupid that man didn't get to see his name put in the Hall of Fame before he died.
It's because of the whole
Fucking
betting
dumb.
shit.
What sport do you have the all-time leader in one of the most major statistics in the entire sport not in the Hall of Fame, who is also a World Series champion?
He got banned, didn't he?
Yeah, from the Hall of Fame because of gambling in the 70s.
Yeah, he was betting on himself, or betting on himself to lose. I can't remember.
No, I think he was betting on himself hitting wise.
Yeah, and then he
And
would go
like,
out.
first of all, how is he gonna rig on the game if he's betting on himself to perform at a high level? That's not throwing a game.
Yeah, he could still suck.
If anything, he's trying to give himself motivation to have a better game
Yeah.
because he has to reach a higher level. That man went 44 games in a row with a hit in 44 straight MLB games. Do you know how incredibly difficult that is?
It's very hard.
44 games straight.
Very hard. It's the hardest. Nobody could do it.
Pete Rose was one of a kind.
R.I.P. R.I.P. to a legend. And R.I.P. the guy from American Pickers, too.
Yeah, Frank.
R.I.P. Frank.
Bro, mad people have died in the last 2 days. He died. Chris Christopherson, the legendary country singer, fucking died yesterday too.
Jesus.
I think Ken Page, who was a Tim Burton voice actor, died today.
Everybody's going, huh?
Mad people have been dying, dude. And the cop from Beverly Hills Cop, that white guy.
Yeah.
He died too.
Taggart. I forgot Taggart died. It's been a sad week.
Been a wild week, dude.
R.I.P. R.I.P. all those guys. Sad shit. Well, I'm glad we moved on to death, Bob. You fucking asshole.
Hey, man. When it's Dikembe Mutombo and Pete Rose, people of that level, they're worthy of a shout out when they pass away.
100%. 100%.
Legendary icons. You're not even a baseball fan and you know who Pete Rose is.
Yeah.
That's how you know the man was a legend. When people who don't even enjoy the sport know your name.
Yeah. He was a big deal.
It was a huge deal.
And he did the WrestleManias too. Not the only reason I know him though.
Did he do WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Really?
He did he got
I didn't know
chokeslammed by Kane.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a
That's
big
cool.
deal. He like came out because this is when he was still like a
Kane or unmasked
masked Kane. This was in the 90s.
Oh, okay, early Kane.
Yeah. It was like Attitude Era. And he came out talking because he was like a natural heel because like everyone kind of hated him for the betting shit. So he came out and he just started talking shit to the crowd, being a real dickhead. And then Kane came out and fucking chokeslammed him and fucking everyone went wild. And then I think he might have taken a stink face from Rikishi later on too. He might have been a real trooper. I think he might have got a little ass in his face. So he did some things wrestling wise at the grandest stage, which is, I mean, that's how big of a star he was. Shows up at WrestleMania.
Pete Rose, I mean, he's in the top 20 all-time baseball players, and top. I know, like most people usually give a top 5, they give a top 10, but baseball's been around for over 200 years, so
yeah,
like, or not over 200, but like about 200 years now. So like, you can give a little more slots. A lot of fucking people have been through this sport. And especially back in the day when they had the Negro leagues separate from the MLB. And until like, I think like last year, they put all the Negro league stats and combined them with the MLB. I think they did that last year. So like a lot of people have played this fucking sport, dude.
And he's the guy. And I don't even think he was juicing like the guys were juicing. Like we weren't. What was that guy? Mark who?
Mark McGuire?
Yeah. When he was really on the juice, just fucking dinger after dinger, just fucking swinging
Bro,
him, dude.
Literally everybody back then was juicing. Barry Bonds set the National League record on juice.
Do you think Rose was
73
juicing?
home runs.
You think Rose was juicing? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna in the 70s and the early 80s. Good luck naming an athlete that wasn't juicing. Good luck.
Which, and no offense, and I know like baseball is a sport that a lot of people love. It's not my favorite sport, so I don't like to comment on it much. But that does feel, especially for a hitter, it feels like direct cheating. Because like as big, you can get those biceps big and just swing them out of the fucking like
Who forbid?
certain
That
sports.
was
It's
why I just said Barry Bonds.
yeah,
Barry Bonds hit 73 home runs in one season, and he was juicing hard, bro.
yeah. That's like one like MMA, like people have been like, dude, just let them do steroids, and if they all did it,
No,
okay. But
it'd be dumb.
for the guys that didn't do it, they would get so fucked up, and it would be so bad because they're fighting a dude like twice their strength because he's cheating.
Yeah,
Like it's when you're
it's
talking
nuts,
strength sports like that. Like if you're doing soccer and you're on the roids, I don't know,
bro.
but
That's why last year the American League home run record was like 61, I think, and Babe Ruth had it, and
yeah,
he could have been juicing. I don't know if that was a thing. He might have been a little early before the juicing days.
yeah,
But that's why like 2 years ago, when Aaron Judge broke the home run record, and 2 years ago in today's era, that's why it was a really big deal because like he's definitely not juicing, and he hit
no,
like 63 home runs.
dude's a killer.
That's
The
why that
dude
was
is
a
an
big deal.
absolute killer.
Aaron Judge is a big boy, dude. He's like 6'8", 280. Aaron Judge is fucking. That dude's a monster. Dude's just fucking cranking moonshots all day, bro.
Baseball.
Baseball's fun. You got to give it a shot.
Ass.
Bro, you're living in an era where Aaron Judge and Shohei exist. You're fucking insane not watching this sport.
I don't give a fuck, Bob.
This is literally like watching fucking Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron in their fucking primes, but in today's world. That's
It's not my
insane. You wouldn't
sport.
watch that.
I wouldn't. I don't like it. It's not fun for me. I get bored. I don't like it. I love sports. I don't like that sport. How the fuck do I get? I mean, it's ass. I don't find it
It's
fun.
fun now. And nowadays, it's fun because like either their batters are striking out or they're fucking hitting moonshots.
Listen, and I'm not comparing it. I'm not saying this is a sport, but I'm just saying, just like with you in the WWE, I can show you Rock and Austin. I can show you Cody and Roman. You still think it's ass. It's not your thing. It's the highest level. It's the best level of ass, but you still think it's ass cheeks. It's
Yeah, but
absolute art to me, but you think it sucks.
yeah, but
Same-
baseball is a real sport, and
What makes
professional
it?
wrestling is entertainment. That's the difference.
Yeah, but if I'm showing you the best professional wrestling, like everybody agrees, this is
Bro,
the match.
I understand. Like you show me, you forget we grew up in the same era, bro.
Yeah, that
I
era
watched
didn't.
the same wrestling that you did.
Yeah, but the era we grew up in was not the best wrestling, Bob. And I went back
I
and
know
watched
that.
all the
Same with
great shit.
just like you had your older brother who watched all the Attitude Era wrestling. I had uncles who watched that shit and showed me that shit when I was younger.
But even beyond that, the golden era, the territories. You weren't watching territories, Bob.
Bro, my grandfather would watch all the old W. He had not all of them because that's a lot. He had a lot of the old WWF events when Hulk was in his prime and Randy Savage or Macho Man, yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage. He was out there when he was young. Like all those, like all the this was like before NWO. Like Hulk was still WWF.
Yeah, and that is some great shit and some fun, entertaining. Maybe not the best though. I don't know,
That's
man.
Attitude Era was the best, and I for
Some of
100%
it.
have seen 80% plus of the Attitude. I don't remember a lot of it because we're talking 20 years ago at this point, but the last time I seen that shit.
All I'm saying is my core point is the best since the Attitude Era is WrestleMania 40 main event Roman Cody. That is the best. That's the highest level of the art so far. That's the thing that fucking 80,000 people gathered to and everybody universally loved. And you were like, "Yeah."
I don't know,
because
bro.
it's
It
not
felt
your
like
thing.
just it. No, it's not my thing. And if
That's
wrestling
fine.
was like
Baseball's not my thing.
if wrestling was like what it was when we were kids, or like what it was right before our era in the Attitude Era, then I would probably still watch it every now and then. But it's not. And that
What do
I
you?
did watch that WrestleMania event with Cody and Roman because my
Yeah,
girlfriend's a huge fan, so I was kind of
yeah.
forced to watch it, and I
God bless her.
watched it, and it felt like a modern era Marvel movie where they're just throwing a bunch of fucking fanatic shit at you and throwing it in your face, and you're like, ooh, ah, ah, ah. But if you actually look at it in reality, it's like this is very meh. They just threw a bunch of fucking cool veterans and historian like legends at you.
That is a fair criticism of that match. But let's say that of that match, because saying that that is the best, that is a very eye candy, a very it's based on the pop, the crowd reaction. That's what makes it. Not so much in between the ropes, but in between the ropes is still phenomenal. But let's say I showed you WrestleMania 3, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man,
Yeah,
arguably the greatest wrestling match of all time in ring.
I agree. I've seen that WrestleMania 3. That's like the biggest fucking audience attendance of a WrestleMania ever.
It's one of them. They lied about it, but it was. You
A
watched the
lot.
doc. It was really
I
like
did watch
78
it, and
grand.
I knew that before I seen the doc.
He likes to say 93 a lot. There wasn't 93,000 people there, but there was a lot of people.
That stadium can't fit that many people.
No, but 78 is still a great number. But fucking WrestleMania just cracked 80 2 years ago. I don't think of this last year though. I think it
Yeah, they
was
filled out the same size arena, so like give or take a few here and there. It's
2 nights in a
relatively
row though,
close to the same numbers. 2 nights in a row is different.
and that's pretty cool.
I'll give you that, but I
That's
don't
good
know.
business.
No, I mean, my point of saying like going back in the day and watching like Prime Wrestling, I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
they got some cool matches and shit nowadays, but nothing gets better than fucking Kane and The Undertaker slamming each other through a cage that's on fire back in the day, bro. Nothing fucking beats that.
And I'm
Like,
with
come
you.
on, dude.
Listen, I love that shit too. See, my version of like Cody and Roman is WrestleMania 17, 2001, The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. They're both good guys. The Stone Cold does a heel turn at the end and it kind of sucks, but before that, it's a great spectacle of a match of the two fucking biggest icons in the sport. But like, and I see what you're, but do you want to go back and watch Kanan? Like, will you fucking hang out, drink a couple beers, or do whatever you do and fucking watch Kane and Undertaker if you had access to it? If you had Peacock, would you go back and seriously like
if
and have
like
fun?
if
Like,
I
do
was
you
gonna
want to watch that?
if I was gonna watch wrestling and that was something I was in the mood to watch, I would go back and watch that era of stuff.
Okay,
I would not watch the new stuff because I like none of the superstars. None of them pique an interest in me. Not a single one of them.
none of them do it for you.
No.
I mean, they had good character, but what do you want? You want the Godfather coming out with the hoe train? There's certain things you can't do anymore.
I mean, I understand there's certain things you can't do anymore.
Dude, that man's slogan was roll a fatty for this pimp daddy. And Vince didn't know what it meant. He didn't know he was talking about pot. He's like,
This
yeah,
is
go
an
do it,
idiot.
pal. People love it.
I don't know, man. The shit was dope back then. Like the Guerreros, and you had fucking the Dudley brothers. Like you had some cool ass fucking like superstars and shit back then. And then like you got Cody now. But I'm not that big of a Cody guy.
Dude,
I
Cody's
don't get it. I don't get it.
my thing with Cody and now, and I don't want to like really talk the ins. I kind of want to keep this to a casual wrestling conversation because you're more of a casual fan. Well, you're not even a fan, but you've casually watched it. I would Cody the Chase was a lot better than actually having the championship. Cody's story once that finished, the story now, I don't know if there really is one, and him like fighting the blood, like whatever they're doing, like it was really cool watching that and being like, oh, Rhodes never won the title, his dad never got it, like this legacy, like I really believed in Cody for a long time, but now that he's got the belt, now that he's just Cody, he's the champion, it's a little like, where do we go from here? So I can see what you're saying. And you like you don't have your Stone Cold and your Rocks, but our
Exactly.
era.
Like, but that's what we had. Like, we had Stone
That's
Cold and Rock, and like we had Cena,
not
and
really.
like Cena is a long
That's
time
who we
holding.
had. That's what I was gonna say. We had
Cena's a
John
long
Cena.
time holding champion, but he always kept the belt. But his stories never got dull, and he remained the belt for the long time.
We had John Cena, Batista, and kind of Randy Orton, but he never got to the lengths that Cena and Batista did. I love Randy Orton, but like I'm talking like with a casual
I mean,
fan.
the DX, bro. We had Shawn Michaels and Triple
No, we
H
didn't.
too.
That's the '90s. DX was gone by the dude. You're what are
Oh
you?
no,
You're
we had
'98,
we
right?
had the we had the reunion when they came
Yeah.
back
Oh,
together
well,
for a period of
Yeah.
time.
DX got back together in '06, and they stayed together for a long time. So you're right. We did have a
I,
version of DX, but we didn't have the OG
we
Attitude
had
Era.
them individually though, and like we had the Hardy brothers and shit too, bro. Like, come on,
Later on, we had Jeff Hardy as a superstar, not
the
the Hardy
Rey
Brothers.
Mysterio.
I watched Jeff Hardy win a world title, and it was fucking awesome.
Rey Mysterio, you can't forget about him in our era.
Well, that era is considered the ruthless aggression era, and they'll get to that in the doc that you're watching. But that is 2002 to like 2010, and then
It's
it's the
literally like
PG era.
attitude, ruthless aggression, and then everything else is down here. And then I would put the Hulk era like
I was about
right
to say the
underneath.
golden era, the
I
the
would put that
golden
right
era.
underneath ruthless.
I did that on
What
accident.
happened?
That was on accident.
Welcome back.
I hit a button. But no, I agreed to. I am biased, but when I go back now as an adult and watch the ruthless aggression era, John Cena, Batista, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, those guys were fucking awesome. Edge, like that shit was cool, but there was a lot of bad shit too, and there was a lot of cringy and like, hey, I don't want to watch this and like that type of shit going on. Attitude era doesn't age well, especially if you're like not a toxic dude. Like if you're a toxic dude, you can go back and watch it. Like today's fucking
Oh yeah,
it's
because
the
the
best thing
divas
ever.
and shit, like fucking. Oh
Oh,
yeah, bro.
dude, Sable coming out and fucking.
Trish Stratus,
Oh, dude,
a young
and the
Trish Stratus, bro. Ooh,
bra and panties match was an institution. Like
the bras
those
and
days.
panties matches were legendary, bro.
Oh god.
Legendary.
But if you do
Bro,
it nowadays, you're getting sued.
when you're 7 years old and you're just starting to get the mental thoughts of like, oh, women are attractive, and you fucking Vince McMahon's throwing bras and panties matches in your face, bro. This shit was dope.
It was. I mean, it's dope for the crowd. I've heard a lot of the girls talk about it like
I mean,
nowadays,
yeah, but
and they're a little like, "Hey, I was kind of like whoring myself out on TV, and it kind of sucks. Like, I didn't feel great about it, but this dude was just telling me to do it." And like even later in the doc, like Stephanie, because Stephanie, his own daughter, she takes her shirt off at one point. She gets fucking stripped down. She like gets like in
did
a
you
mud
hear
pit.
about that? I don't. Did you finish the doc?
Yes.
Did they talk about that scene where when Stephanie was pregnant and they tried to run a story where Vince was the father?
Yeah, the incest angle.
Yeah,
She
and then
didn't
when they shut
respond.
it down, Vince was like, "How about the brother? What if Shane's the father?" Like, what the fuck, bro?
Dude would do anything for entertainment. He did not give a fuck. That's the dude that made out with Trish in front of his
But
wife in a
like,
wheelchair. He didn't give a
like,
shit.
what angle is being the incestual father of your daughter's unborn child?
It's entertainment,
What
pal.
the fuck is that? How is
It's
that
a swerve.
entertaining?
The people love it, pal. Listen. I agree. And Stephanie, when they brought it up, she just like looked at the camera and she's like, "I'm not talking about." She's like that. We're not talking about this. But Vince chuckled about it though. And Vince was like, "Yeah, I mean, I thought it'd be funny. I thought it'd be."
No, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
He was a weird fucking guy. And that's why if you're a wrestling fan and you're like a deep, like, you know, me and Doug, bro, like if you're like in the shit and you really get like fucking wikied all the guys and the controversies and shit. When the Vince allegations came out, you're like, yeah. You're like, yeah, he's a piece of shit. Like it makes sense. Like he kind of scummy. I like for like everybody else, like, oh my god, this dude that created this. But like, if you really watch the thing, like, that's the dude that was making out with Trish in front of his wife while she was in a wheelchair, and he made Trish get on all fours and bark like a dog. Like he fucking Like the dude was kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah.
One of the greatest businessmen of our day, though. One of the greatest. Built something that's never been built. Dude, going national with that, doing that, and getting all those guys out of business and fucking crushing WCW when they had a big competitor.
You might have Vince McMahon, but he's no Dana White.
He's better. Dana had a friend.
Yeah, no, Dana built a global empire and turned a $1 million fucking company into a $9 to $10 billion company.
The only thing I'll say about that is Dana had a lot more help, I would say. And I think Dana would maybe admit to that. And I think he would and it's better business to have more help. Vince did a lot more shit on his own.
Yeah, but Vince also had his fucking dad right next to him in the
And
formative
also,
years.
how much did Dana learn from Vince about being a promoter and promoting? Vince came first, so that's also Dana had a lot more of a blueprint. Yes, it's real fighting, but when you're talking about promoting,
I'm not talking about what the actual sport is, but Vince, until recently, the WWE has been a very restricted to the United States kind of thing. Until recently, when they started going other
well,
places.
they've always been huge in the UK, and they did in Japan.
UFC has always, since its start, all around the globe thing.
Well, that's because first of all, it started with Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz and Ken Shamrock and a bunch of white guys. But Pride
Tito
was
Ortiz
big.
is not a bunch of what? He's a Brazilian, bro.
He's
Not even from America. What are you talking about?
No, Tito is from America. Don't try to
born in Brazil and brought here and raised here.
Are you sure about that? He was born in Huntington Beach, California.
Okay,
get the fuck out of here. He's
But
literally
he's
the
still-
Huntington Beach bad boy.
He's still like a Brazilian dude.
Yeah, but his jiu-jitsu's great, but he was born in the good old US of A. And Chuck Liddell with the mohawk, yes, I agree with you, but they didn't start going overseas a lot until the last 5-6 years too.
No. Are you kidding me?
What were they doing? What were they doing? Where were they going?
Bro, in the early 90s, they had mad shows in Japan.
Well, yeah, but that's different. The Pride was in Japan. That's where the roots of it started. WWE's done shows in Japan too, and wrestling in Japan, besides the UFC or besides WWE, like wrestling, just like how Pride was separate from the UFC, wrestling has always been big in Japan. It's a huge art form in Japan. People love it.
UFC is big in Europe too. Especially Eastern Europe, because you got like Russia over there, and you got England and France.
I feel you.
Norway, the Dutch people, like all those, like the Irish.
All right.
A lot of fucking.
I got an idea for the top 5. Now that we're on this topic, you ready?
What?
For our top 5 fantasy draft this week, let's do top 5 wrestlers turned actors. As long as they acted in one movie, they didn't have to just make the full transition. It's not just John Cena and Batista. Wrestlers that have acted in movies. What do you think?
All right, we can do it. Pretty sure I can come up with 5.
Top 5. Let's fucking go. I'll give you the honors of going first since I came up with the subject. It's the big 3. Which one are you going to take? There's definitely a big 3.
Do TV shows count?
Yes.
Okay.
Any performances outside of the ring. As long as it's not like stand-up.
All right, so if I'm picking a quarterback here.
Who's your quarterback?
My quarterback, I got to go John Cena.
Okay.
Huge comedy actor.
A great comedic role. He's a good quarterback. I'm surprised.
He's also someone who's a young quarterback, so I've got time to build a franchise around
He was in his 50s.
Yeah, but he just started acting within the last few years.
Yeah, but he's still
for real acting.
He's still gonna age. He was born in 77.
Don't matter. He's an actor, bro. A lot of actors are in their primes in their older age. I could give you a fucking list of older
I
actors
know,
that are
and
still
he's
rolling.
got a good. But as far as being like a blockbuster, like big lead,
That's why I
like
asked if TV shows were good, because John Cena is a very, as of now, an important role in the DC universe that is
Peacemaker is one of the best seasons of
just now
superhero
starting to
television.
take off. So John
I
Cena's going
agree
to be
with
around for a bit.
I agree with you. Peacemaker is one of the best uh seasons of superhero TV I've ever seen. All right, that's a good quarterback. I'm obviously gonna have to go Dwayne. I think The Rock is a perfect quarterback.
I thought about Rock, but Rock's had a lot of failures, a lot of flops.
Yeah, but he's had a lot of success, and he's
He
the highest
has.
paid dude in
It's
Hollywood.
like that's like picking Eli Manning as your quarterback, dude. He's got a lot of fucking failures, but he also has a lot of successes at the same time.
Dude, he's Brady.
No.
He's Brady. Of all these guys, come on, man. The Rock. He's a blockbuster actor. He's got so many hits. The Rock is the fucking tits. Even his movies that like are underrated, that are like Rampage is amazing.
The movie was
San
all right.
Andreas, San Andreas is very good.
That
He's
was a
got
good.
great.
That was good. But he's got a lot of fucking movies that are terrible too, and that did really bad. Like that
Yeah,
one where he's a truck driver.
I don't know. I know
And
Doom. Doom's really bad.
Doom did terrible. That
Yeah,
Tooth Fairy movie was fucking stupid.
Tooth Fairy was a fun comedy. That showed his range. That was a fun
That
Disney
other
comedy.
movie he did with Dakota Fanning, what was that? Race to the Witch Mountain or whatever. That was dumb.
That movie was great. You don't like family friendly Rock?
No, I don't actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. I
It's
mean, no,
great.
it's not true because Jungle Cruise with him and Emily Blunt, that was a good movie.
It's a great movie. And
That was a
his
really
early
good
role,
movie.
Scorpion King is fucking awesome. I still go back and watch that sometimes.
That
I
one was
love
all
this.
right, but when they wasn't he in the Mummies?
Well, that's what led to the Scorpion King. It's an off. He was in The Mummy Returns for like 10 minutes, and then he was the big CGI, like terrible CGI looking creature at the end. But he was only
Now that
and
we're on
then
the topic of The Rock, I heard that Marvel is going to cast The Rock as Apocalypse in the MCU.
what do you think
How
of
do you
that?
feel about that?
I think it'd be insane.
Apocalypse. I don't know if The Rock's really an apocalypse type guy.
I guess we'll see.
I mean, yeah, he's huge, but
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it, but I don't think it's the best choice.
All right, who's your number two? Who's your running back? I would say who's your top performer, like for the like besides your quarterback? Who's your top guy?
Batista.
Yeah, he's arguably better than the other two at actually
As
acting.
like a dramatic, like
Yeah,
down to your roots kind of actor, Batista's by far the best.
yeah. The art of acting, Batista's really got it locked down. Cabin in the Woods was fucking amazing. Or Knock at the Cabin was fucking amazing.
And I heard that Killers game that just came out. I heard that was really good too.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I heard it was good too. Yeah,
I'll check
Batista's a
it
great
out.
choice. Batista's a great choice, and now it gets a lot harder. now the fucking
I got two more booked in mind. I'm hoping you don't take it.
I mean, there's been so many. Like you forget about the WWE films, movies that they did. Like there's been Triple H has been in a movie. He's not on my list unless it comes to that. But
Hey, remember that movie where he was a bus driver?
yeah, I love that movie.
Of course you do.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but that was a great movie.
I've still only seen it once.
When he was with his daughter, he's like a convict. It's a great movie.
Yeah, and he's the bus driver and he has to protect the kids.
Yeah, I know the chaperone. He's just a chaperone on the bus. It's called the chaperone.
I don't know why I remember him driving the bus.
Because I think he drives the bus at some point, like on a getaway type. Like I think like the bad guys are chasing him, and he's driving the bus. He definitely drives the bus. But he said,
Yeah, I don't know why that was particularly what I'm remembering about that movie. Him
they
driving the fucking
didn't
bus.
even hit theaters. I don't think that's
No, it
hilarious.
was on Netflix. That's where I know I watched it.
Yeah. All right. My running back, a guy that I think is very fucking underrated and has done actually more things than you would. And by the way, because this is past or present, right?
Yeah,
Of all
because my
time.
next three are past.
Okay. Roddy Piper.
He was on Fantasy Factory.
And he was in that what is it, Live Free, like that B action movie where he's the line that I came here to fucking chew bubble gum and kick ass and I'm all out of bubble gum.
I don't remember that.
That's the Roddy Piper line. I think it's Live Free. It might be the movie. But Roddy Piper is an underrated, pretty good actor. All right, who do you got? Who's your number 3? Who's your
Stone
first
Cold
receiver?
Steve Austin.
Fuck!
The Longest Yard, motherfucker. The Condemned. He was in some pretty fucking good movies, to be honest.
I fucking love The Condemned, dude. I was gonna do him next. I was like, maybe he'll let Stone Cold slip.
Fuck no, he was in The Longest Yard, bro.
Yours is way better than mine now. Fuck. Austin's a great one. Yeah, Austin's underrated as an actor, and he was racist as fuck in the longest year. They let him he was dropping M bombs like it was nobody's business, and Nelly just
with
had to
a
take that
hard
shit.
R in Nelly, bro. That was fucking ridiculous.
That movie's fucking epic, man.
That was a great movie. One of Adam Sandler's best hits, for sure.
All right. Since my list is completely shot anyway, my first receiver is The Big Show.
Yeah.
Captain Insano and the Water Boy, and The Big Show on Netflix. It didn't last long, but
he was the former Army Ranger that was living in the woods wearing a Bigfoot costume in the TV show Psych.
So there you go.
They did an episode where they thought the fucking Bigfoot was capturing people in the woods, and then Sean and Gus went out in the woods, and come to find out it was fucking the Big Show living in the woods.
That's hilarious. And Big Show had a movie too.
Yeah.
I forgot what but he did a WWE films. It was like a comedy movie too. Oh, he's got an extensive filmography here. I'm trying to find the movie though.
The light went out.
Yeah?
All right, you want Big Show, bro?
I want Big Show. I was trying to find the movie that he was in.
The Edge.
Oh, Edge?
He was in that show Haven. He was the cop. In that TV show, The Haven.
Knucklehead's the movie. But oh yeah, he was
yeah.
Knucklehead's the one with Big Show. Finally found it. Yeah, Edge was in he's been in some shit. He did a WWE film.
Have you seen that show Haven?
Yeah.
It's like a thriller horror kind of TV show. That was a
good show. I liked that show and he was good.
That was a good show. He was the cop. And like the love interest kind of.
Yeah, Edge was good. Let me I want to find the movie he was in too, because the WWE films did all those fucking movies.
Edge was in a couple things. I'm just having trouble remembering what the other things were, but Haven was the big one.
Haven was the big show that he was on. But he did do a movie.
And they've all done movies. They're all actors, so I'm sure they've all done a lot.
Interrogation was done in 2016, but the 2012 WWE Studios one is Bending the Rules with Jamie Kennedy. And that one completely blew. I remember watching it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that you remember Knucklehead a little bit. You don't remember that one.
Yeah, I remember the Triple H one.
Yeah. The Chaperone.
Who's your last one? I'm hoping you don't take my last one.
I think I'm on 4. You went first. But I'm going to go Andre the Giant for Princess and the Bride. That's a great movie. We're running low here. Go ahead.
I'm going Chris Jericho.
Because of Terrifier?
He's in Terrifier. There was a TV show he was in. Chris Jericho's in a few things, dude, to be honest.
Yeah.
Terrifier is the big one though, because I'm not huge on horror movies, but I do like the Terrifier movies.
You like that shit?
Art the Clown is one of the best slashers that there is, and it's frowned upon that he's not talked about more.
Art the Clown was tits. I forget Triple H was in Blade Trinity too.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the bad guy in Blade Trinity. You remember that?
No, I remember. Besides the first Blade, the other one sucked.
The other one was Ass Cheeks. All right. My last one would be Kevin Nash. Big Diesel.
He was in Longest Yard.
He was in The Longest Yard. He was a henchman in the John Wick movies, or in one of them. He was in fucking the Ninja Turtles, the second one.
The 90s or
The 90s, yeah. Yeah, I think he was in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Secret of the Ooze?
Yeah, he was Super Shredder. He was in
was?
The Punisher. Yeah, he was Super Shredder. That's old Kevin Nash, dude. Good sleeper pick at the end there, huh?
Why do I not remember that? All right, we get one honorable mention each.
I'm done. Who do you got? Who's your honorable
mention? I had it in my head and I fucking forgot it.
Who?
Oh, Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, he was in Longest Yard too.
There's one major one left that you left on the table, and I'm surprised you didn't take it.
That Santa Claus movie sucked. Did you see the one Goldberg was a Santa? He was a bad Santa.
No, I don't remember that.
Who? Who am I missing?
Kane.
Oh, See No Evil? Get the fuck out of here. That doesn't top him with a. I mean, yeah, he did a horror movie.
That's up your alley, Homer.
I like the movie, but Kane didn't. I mean, he's not the greatest.
He was the killer.
No, I know he was a big part of the movie, but it's not the greatest fucking flick of all time.
Most horror movies aren't.
Fuck off! It's spooky season. It's horror movie season. Damn it! And you're still being a hater.
I'm literally going to see a horror movie in theaters.
Yeah.
And next weekend.
Finally being a man. What, Smile 2?
No, Terrifier 3.
Oh. The most grotesque shit.
Art the Clown is a legend, bro. That dude, I don't know how you can't watch him and both laugh and be fucking entertained by the horror, the grotesqueness about it.
He's great. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Old Fat and Brown. You got anything else for the good people?
We never told them to like and subscribe. You motherfuckers better hit that like button. Hit the little bell. Hit the little thumbs up.
do it right now, fucks.
Hit that little fucking swoopy arrow. Send it to all your friends and family.
Fucking fuck with your boys. The big bro down. We'll do something special.
We need to get some ad money in this bitch.
Let's get
so
some fucking
stop
cash.
Doing this in my fucking car.
Milk these fucking titties. Let's get the fucking cash. And
studio.
Yeah.
We need a studio.
We do need a studio. We need to live closer.
We do.
But that's your fault.
It's your fault. You're the one that left.
It had to be done, Bob.
Having to break the law and you had to go and leave.
Hey, don't put that narrative out there, you fucking asshole.
Whatever. The statute of limitations is far over, so they can all eat shit.
I'm not a fugitive. Don't be shut the fuck up. I didn't do nothing.
Guilty or innocent unless proven guilty, Daniel.
You're a real son of a bitch, you know. You're a real asshole. But all right, this was the Bro Down. We'll see everybody next time. You don't like us, suck us.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Pussy.